Excellent. How was your week, guys? Maru, how was your week?
It was excellent, teacher.
All right, what did you do?
I visit my parents.
You visited your parents?
Yes,
Nice. And there in Puebla?
yes.
You Puebla?
They live in Atlisco. It's near to Puebla.
Atlisco?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I didn't have heard of that town. Atlisco. Well, good. Excellent. Alejandro, how are you?
Good afternoon, teacher. I'm fine, thank you.
All right, good. How was your week? How was your week, Alejandro?
Uh, so I work in the weekend.
Okay, you working the weekends? All right, good. Yasmin, what about you? How was your week?
Good afternoon, teacher. It was excellent, teacher. I was visit my family, and I stay in my home with my children,
Oh, nice.
resting.
All right, good times being with your family. Nice. What about you, Felix? How's your week?
Good, teacher.
All right, excellent. What did you do?
I stay in my home only.
You stayed home?
Yes.
Nothing special? What did you do?
No, nothing special.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, we have one more here who did connected. All right, guys, let's do a little review before we finish. Remember, we have only one more exercise. Unit 2, lesson D is about writing. So we have something to write today. So we're going to write before we start the class. But let's remind what we did in Unit 2. So we start with the opener, of course. We did the 4 lessons, A, B, C, and D, and we have some topics. Just solve a little bit about this. This goes this personal style, clothes vocabulary, before, after, colors, patterns, etc. Before, after, remember the makeover. That's what we did last time. Well, lesson A. We learned some new vocabulary. The grammar part, remember? Nouns, verbs, adverbs. Must and us. Comparisons. I can help you to remember this. Saying grammar. Negative questions. When shopping too, when you learn new vocabulary of the same patterns, colors, styles, especially in clothes. So that's very important. You review every week this because this is going to be on the exam. I mean, the first exam you will have in for unit, to level 4. That would be unit 1, 2, and 3. This is the last thing we saw, lesson D. And now, this is what you have to do. We're going to write something, right? Or write on the chat if you want. Well, better, you write in the chat, but you need to pay attention to your punctuation. Punctuation. Use commas in list. For example, you have this sentence. My clothes are fun, colorful, and unusual. Use dash, this is a dash, to add or explain more about something. Yes? We have one example here. Use an exclamation mark like this one. This is exclamation mark for emphasis. I want every color under the sun, sometimes all at once. Okay, let's see. Maru, can you help me to read the help note again, please?
Yes, teacher. The letter, sorry.
The help note.
Help not, sorry. Punctuation. Use commas in list. My clothes are fun, colorful, and unusual. Use a dash to add or explain more about something. Use an exclamation mark for emphasis. I wear every color under the sun, sometimes all at once.
All at once. Excellent. Alejandro, can you read the example, please?
How would you describe your taste in clothes? I like to wear fashion clothes when I go out with my friends. I get ideas from men's clothing store, magazine, and from my friends. At home, I like to wear sometimes more comfortable, my old jeans, a t-shirt, and sneakers. I completely different.
You look completely different. Okay, so we're going to write something about similar to this one, but we are going to use everything that we learned in the lesson. So you have to use, you need to use vocabulary. Let me show you. So the assignment right now is to write a paragraph like this. The question is, how do you describe your taste in clothes? So you need to develop the idea. Okay? Pay attention to your punctuation, commas. If you make a list like this, dash, exclamation mark, etc. Okay, please go to let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat now. And start writing. You have, let's see, 10 minutes to write about this question. Give me your terms. How would you describe your taste in clothes? Let's start now.
Teacher, sorry, we are going to write in the chat or
Yes.
notebook? In the chat.
Easier, yes.
Okay.
You can start now. You have 10 minutes. Right now it's 4:41 until 4:51. Pay attention to your spelling, periods, commas, dashes, exclamation marks, etc. As much as you can write. Daniela?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, the assignment for now, because you're late, is to write something similar to this. The question is how we describe your taste in clothes. So you have to do this, and you need to use this help note. Pay attention to your punctuation, commas, periods, exclamation marks, dashes, etc.
Okay,
That
teacher, thank you.
time, and you have 2 minutes. That's gonna be on the chat.
Yes, thank you.
All right, it's also very important you pay attention. You're using capital letters or under lowercase letters. Remember, at the beginning of any writing, you start with a capital, right? A capital letter. Okay, one says, my favorite clothes is active wear because I feel active and healthy and like to exercise. Sometimes I wear elegant clothes. Remember, I wear elegant clothes when I have an important meeting or I go out maybe to a party. I like to wear casual clothes when I go out with my friends, and I like to wear fashionable clothes when it's a family party. At home, I usually wear sandals, shorts, and t-shirts. Remember, when you say fashionable is an adjective in this case. So a noun, the noun would be clothes. The same when you said elegant clothes or elegant outfits. I like to wear casual and comfortable clothes. I wear jeans, a blouse or blouses, either one. A t-shirt, shoes, or sneakers. But when I go out with my family or official meetings, I like to wear fashionable clothes. I like to wear normal clothes, remember, not just normal. Clothes in any color. I do not feel that it's very important to dress good unless it's a special occasion. When I go out with my friends, not when I go to my friends, when I go out with my friends or when I visit my friends, I like to wear good. No, I like wear. I like to wear good. I don't have a specific taste. When I go out, I wear fashionable clothes. I love to wear short pants and blouses when I do exercise. I wear formal clothes when I go to the school. I love clothes. I don't need imagination to create my outfits. All right, excellent. What about the rest? Lupita and Diane?
Yes, teacher. Hi, good afternoon. For
Just put it
me,
in the chat, please. Just put it on the chat. This is a writing assignment.
okay. Okay. For example, I like to dress well. I like.
Lupita is a writing assignment right on the chat.
Okay, teacher. Okay.
Yes, do you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll let you go
What
for.
mean? Yes, teacher.
All right, excellent. Okay, excellent. You did a good job. Let me see. Indeed, Felix, Maro. Good. It's 4:54 right now. I don't know, but usually people are late on Mondays or they just don't show up. Okay, Judith, Felix is here. Jessica, I think Jessica is not here anymore. Jasmine is here. Alejandro is here. Lucia is not here. Ibran also, I think he's gone. Diane is here, late, but she's here. Maru is here. Gloria is not here. So is not here. Danilo Nobita, yes. Good. Okay, guys, we have, after this, I have a question for you. Let me ask you your opinion or what you know about this concept. Culture. Culture. What is culture? What do you think it means for you? Give me the concept of culture, please. Any idea?
When a country or a state has traditions,
Yeah.
has traditions and it's traditional food, typical clothes or something like that.
Let's go traditions. Astronomy, right? So astronomy, right? This the same like food.
Clothes, teacher.
What else?
Different
No.
clothes.
Language.
Clouds. What else?
Food. Ah, okay, yes. No.
Gastronomy, yes.
Yes.
Another related to culture, please.
Music, teacher.
Music, yes, excellent.
Dancers.
Dance.
Dance.
Native
Yes.
language.
Language, yes.
Native language.
Language. Yes.
Can you give me more ideas, please? Diane, Felix, everybody, please participate.
Models.
Say one more time.
Models. Modales.
Modales.
Ajá.
What do you mean modales?
Por ejemplo, algunos países se saludan de reverencia y
Oh, customs, customs, costumbres,
costumbres.
costumbres. Well, we say here in Mexico modales, that's why customs. That was surprising for me when I went to Italy for the first time. Men kiss each other in the cheek here to say hello, to say goodbye. Only with family and friends, you know.
Food,
Right and left. That's what they do. You know that.
food, teacher, food, comida.
You have gastronomy.
Paris, teacher.
Say again?
Paris.
Paris?
Yes.
Maybe holidays.
Yes.
Well, some places are different celebrations, right?
Yes.
So that's also very important. Any other idea, please?
Teacher, what is the meaning of customs?
Customs is costumbres. What you
But,
do
but
depending your habits. And sometimes habits become a custom.
but custom is to aduanas in Spanish.
Yes, the same.
Okay,
Same.
thank you.
They are synonyms. Any other idea, please? We are talking about culture. Let's say Mexican culture. Don't go too far. We're going to talk about cultures in different countries, right? But let's think about first Mexico. How do you recognize a culture from a specific place, a specific country? Tell me.
Maybe history.
Yes. When you think about culture, what do you think about? What do you think in that moment? You say
Maybe history.
history, yes, it's also very important. History. What else?
Buildings or architecture.
Architecture. Architecture. I need to spell, hold on. Yes.
Their daily life.
We have outfits or costumes. Remember, this is customs, this is costumes, okay? Like, you know, the Mexican costumes means outfit. Somebody say nightlife?
Yes, daily life.
Daily life?
Yes.
What do you mean? Can you explain that, please?
Yes, maybe in a town in the north of Mexico has cultives, and maybe in the Mexico City, its population doesn't have.
Yes, could be that too. Any other ideas? Any other ideas, please? Guadalupe, Lupita, Alejandro, I want to hear from you. You're quiet. Art.
Sorry, teacher, I have trouble with my computer.
Art? Yes, it's okay, Lupita. Art.
Yes.
We have literature. Any other ideas? Please, more ideas? Culture. Everybody knows culture, cultura. Think what it is what it makes Mexico unique. about the Mexican culture. Any more ideas? I guess not.
Its population.
Oh, teacher.
Ecosystem.
Well, I wouldn't say that's part of the culture. We have the religion.
Its population.
Social. Say again, Daniela.
Its population.
Pollution or population?
Population.
Pollution?
Population. Población.
Ah. Population. It's population.
Okay, thank you. Population.
Yes. Yeah, something demographic.
Places.
We have social rules. Those are very important. Even though, for example, some of the rules we have here in Mexico, not rules, but nobody respects the rules. But if you go to other countries, people behave in certain ways because they have those rules, right? Like in the street, when you drive, when you cross the street, how you behave with society. So that would be how you behave. But let's see, we have more ideas here. We are going to talk about cultures. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, Daniela, can you read the first part? What is culture?
What is culture? This is difficult to define, but a general definition is culture can be defined as all the behaviors, ways of life, arts, beliefs, and institutions of a population that are passed down from generation to generation. Culture has been called the way of life for an entire society.
Yes. Behaviors, ways of life, arts, beliefs, etc. Excellent. Society. Good. And then we have here another drawing, another picture about the culture wheel. As you see, each one is related to culture. We have language, traditions and rituals, like the one we have in Mexico, the Day of the Dead, for example, is part of our culture, right? Arts, foods and drinks, values, but that's very important. Like, you know, we are, for example, Mexico, we have some kind of different things with many countries around the world, especially with European countries or with Canada or United States. Latin America is very similar. It's very similar, even though, for example, in Mexico is very different to Puerto Rico, even though we speak the same language. Okay, we have an assignment for you. Let's see if you can do it. Hold on. Oops. Let's see how fast you are with this. You have puzzle here, and you have some countries. These countries are United Kingdom, Egypt, Turkey, Belgium, Greece, India, United States, Japan, Brazil, South Korea, Germany, Canada, and Argentina. You need to find these words here in this puzzle. Take a picture. Take a picture. Well, I will send it to you on WhatsApp. Do it now. The first one who solved this with all the countries, it's gonna be the fastest one. So you're the winner. You can start now. Okay, the first one who solved it, please let me know. You have the picture on the WhatsApp group?
Yes, teacher. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
15. Okay, 2 more minutes. Let's see who got the most. This is just a little a small exercise to for the brain. Ready? Okay, Alejandro, how many do you have? How many countries do you find? Alejandro?
No veo bien la imagen, teacher.
No? Jasmine, how many do you find?
I have one teacher.
Is one? Okay.
Yes, es que
Teacher,
I
I
have
have,
doubts. I'm sorry, es que I was thinking what I'm going to do, but I understand now, teacher. I understood.
Yeah, it's just a puzzle. You need to find the word.
Yes, we are going to find. Yes.
Felix, how many do you find?
I have two.
Two? What country?
Turkey and Greece.
Turkey and Greece. Okay. Who did? How many countries do you have? Do you find?
Okay, I find 6, teacher.
6. What countries?
United States, Mexico, Egypt, Portugal, Japan, Argentina.
Okay, you find Mexico?
Yes.
Where?
Well,
Well, Mexico is
where
not, it's not on the list. You found it, I don't know how.
oh no, I was confused with the last letter, teacher. No.
Okay, Diane, how many
Here I
countries do you find? Diane?
Oh, like 5.
5 countries?
Yes.
Which countries do you find?
Portugal. mm, Egypt.
Egypt? Well,
Egypt.
we don't have Portugal here, but I don't know.
Really?
No, you found it? It's not here on the list.
I guess I don't see clearly.
Oh, okay. Daniela? What countries do you find, Daniela?
8, teacher.
8? Oh, good.
Yes.
Not that bad. So you one who did found the most countries on Diane. Excellent. So as you see, we have a little bit of the these pictures to show you cultures around the world. You also have some vocabulary about culture, beliefs, ceremonies, traditions, etc. So this is unit 3. We have 4 lessons as usual. So if you can help me to write some of these, please. Okay, let's go with lesson A. Jasmine, please.
8. Lesson 8, teacher.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Talk about your culture using the simple present passive.
Yes. Okay, let's do lesson B. Alejandro?
Yes. Yo.
Yes.
Eso. Lesson B. All about custom and manners using this plus ing there.
Yes. Talk about customs and manners using verbs plus ing and to plus verb. Okay, who did?
Yes, teacher. Lesson C. Use expressions like to be honest to sound more direct. Use, of course, to give information that is not surprising or to agree.
Yes. And the last one, Felix.
Okay, teacher. Lesson D. Read an article about proverbs. Write an article about our favorite proverbs.
A favorite
Favorite proverb.
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 Yes. Okay, Daniela, what do you think? Lesson A, B, C, or D? What of these lessons seems more interesting to you?
For me, lesson A,
A?
because I don't know what is simple present passive.
Okay, we'll see that in a bit. I think we saw past passive last time.
Yes, when I wrote in, how do you say, ay, ¿cómo se llama? In my computer, say passive, but I don't know what is that.
Yeah, well, remember, we'll see that later when you talk about, you have an active voice, an active sentence, like Daniela writes a letter. A letter. It's written by Daniela, so you change it to passive. But we'll see that later in the lesson. Maru, what do you think? Which one seems more useful for you?
For me, lesson D.
Lesson B?
Read an article about proverbs.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Yes, it's interesting.
Well, they are similar in Spanish, but we have some other different ones. Good. Okay, number 1. Alejandro, can you describe picture number 1? What do you see there?
Picture number 1.
Yes.
I see food
Yes, food.
and drinks
Yes.
and probably fruit.
What kind of food do you think it is? Looks like pasta, rice, some spaghetti, maybe, or maybe some Thai food.
And pasta.
Looks like pasta, right? Maybe pasta or some Thai food. You see here the sauces. These are the sauces. Yes, it is soy sauce or something. Okay, number 2. What do you see? Let's see, Lupita. What do you see in the in picture number 2? Oh, I don't know if Lupita is here. Maru, what do you see in picture number 2?
Yes, teacher. I can see there are many people. The man the man practice the traditional sports. I think the taekwondo, the capoeira. I don't know.
Yeah, looks like.
And the other and the other people playing the instrument.
Yeah, since Brazilian sport, right? It's the capoeira. I know.
I
Number,
don't know.
yeah, maybe. Number 3, Felix, what do you see in picture number 3? We have seen this picture many, many times.
Well, is a statue of in Brazil?
It's in Brazil, the statue?
No, he es esa estatua is
Maybe, maybe.
live in Brazil or
Oh, this, you saw this in Touchstone 1 when we went.
no, in New York,
How was the name of the
I
statue?
confused. It's a statue of the liver.
Statue of
A
Liberty.
statue of the liver.
Yes. What is the name of the island where the statue is?
I don't remember, teacher.
Who remembers the name of the island? Anybody remember? No? This was from level 1. This is Liberty Island. It's closer to New York. Remember, the statue is not on New York. It's not in New York. It's in an island. So you need to take a ferry, right? You need to take a ferry to go there. And the island belongs to New Jersey, not to New York. So it's a kind of story or history. Anyway, number 4, Daniela, can you describe what you see in picture number 4?
It's a traditional dance in Asia. People dance that when it's a holiday or a special event in a family.
Yes. Yes, looks like Asian, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a dragon or something. It's colorful, right? All right, number 5, Jasmine.
Yes, teacher. It's a girl. She's like Japanese or shine. She's wearing special clothes, different style, and she's wearing in her hair like a string, a bow.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
her clothes is
Japanese.
white. Uh-huh. Yes.
Yes, excellent. It looks like a geisha. I don't know if it's a geisha or not.
Okay.
What do you see? Let's see, Diane in picture number 6.
Six. It's like let's say it's like a marketplace.
Kind of, yes.
And the third, sending.
Yes, we call this handicraft. We have also this in Mexico, right? Like in Chiapas, Oaxaca, in every place we have this. Like people, artisans, they do this, right? By hand. And
Yes.
here you have a list. What you see, you have dish or drinks. You have music. Symbols. Like the Statue of Liberty is symbol of New York, United States. When you see the statue, you relate it to the United States, right? Because it's the only one we have in the world. Festivals. We have festival here. Iron or clothing. Like this one. And you see, you know, this is Japanese, right? In the Japanese culture. Excellent. Okay, who can tell me about Mexico? All the cultures from Mexico, only Mexican. Who wants to say it? Please, anyone? Talk about the culture in Mexico. What kind of tradition, cultural traditions we have in Mexico? Anyone? No one? Oh, this is an easy question. It's in Mexico. We're talking about Mexico. What do we have here? Part of our culture, traditions.
Celebration Day of Dead.
Yes, Day of the Dead is also a celebration, right? Yes, part of our culture. Anything else? Anyone else, please? Cultural traditions in Mexico.
Mexico has delicious gastronomy. For example, mole, tacos, pozole, and a lot of more.
Yes, excellent. Gastronomy, right? Our gastronomy is huge. The diversity of our food is amazing. Not only those typical food, we have much more than that. We have fancy food, Mexican fancy food, right? Okay, a different idea about, we have festivals, we have dances, mariachis.
Type of music like mariachis.
Yes. We have folkloric dances, right? What else? I mean, I want you to give me your ideas.
Traditional costumes. For example, in Chiapas, in Puebla, for example, China Poblana.
Oh yeah, costumes.
Costumes, yes.
Costumes, outfits.
Yes.
Yeah. For example, the people from Guerrero have every state, right? Every state has a different costume. Tlaxcala, Jalisco, Guerrero, Chiapas, Oaxaca, Yucatan, Puebla, all of them are different. Somebody said the other day Huipiles. I don't remember who. Huipiles. I don't know. Okay, I made a collage here. So you can see the different cultures here, you see? Especially the outfits like this one, Indian. You know, we have, besides Mexico and besides your city, we have a totally different world outside. Customs, traditions. For example, when they get married, girls get married at young age when they are 16 or 12. Kind of weird customs, but that's why it's important. So we're going to travel around the world with these customs. Okay, look at the countries above. What do you know about each country? South Korea. Peru. Japan. Australia. Make a list of ideas what you know about each country. So let's share your ideas. Okay, South Korea, what do you know about South Korea?
Kimchi is a traditional food in South Korea.
Yes, especially food, right? One of the most, you know, one of the things we know about other countries is about food, right? Like let's say when we think about pasta or pizza, we think about Italy, right? When we think about wines, we think about Italy, maybe France, Spain. When we think about sushi, Japan. Okay, who can tell me about any other of these countries? Peru, for example, Peru.
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, yes, that comes to your mind, right? Machu Picchu. What else from Peru?
In Peru, the population eats a lot of potatoes.
Yes.
In Mexico, it's frijoles, but in Peru, it's potatoes.
Potatoes, yes. Yes, like in Puerto Rico, it's plantains. Yes, plantain, they do everything with plantains. And of course, they don't eat tortillas there. So it's the same with tortilla, they eat plantains there. Or mofongos, tostones, all that kind of stuff. Something special, you know what, Peru? Do you know the animal, the representative animal from Peru? Do you know the name? Looks like a camel, but it's not a camel. Do you know the name?
Llama.
Llamas, yes. Or llamas. All right, excellent. Let's listen. Let's listen, but please close your books. No books, no books. Just listen, please. You're going to listen first time. Second time, you take notes, okay? Please pay attention. You will hear about 4 countries, the same 4 countries, South Korea, Peru, Japan, and Australia. Please pay attention.
Page 22, Unit 3, World Cultures, Lesson A, Traditional Things. 1, Getting Started. B, Listen. What aspect of their country's culture does each person talk about?
What not to miss? We asked people, what's one thing you shouldn't miss on a visit to South Korea? Min-hee Park. Oh, Korean food. We have so many different dishes. One typical dish is kimbap. It's made with rice and vegetables and wrapped in dried seaweed. And it's eaten cold. It's delicious. Peru. Elena Camacho. Well, Peru has some beautiful handicrafts. A lot of them are exported nowadays, and they're sold all over the world. But it's still worth visiting a local market. These earrings are made locally. They're made of silver. Japan. Sachio Ito.
A Japanese festival like the Sapporo Ice Festival. That's really worth seeing. It's held every February. They have all these sculptures that are carved out of ice, and they're carved by teens from all over the world. It's amazing.
Australia. Robert Flynn.
Oh, you should go to a performance of traditional Aboriginal music. They play this instrument. It's called a didgeridoo. It's made out of a hollow piece of wood and painted by hand. It makes a really interesting sound.
Okay, listen one more time, please, and take notes. Do not read your books. Do not see your books. Close your books, please.
Page 22, Unit 3, World Cultures, Lesson A, Traditional Things. 1, Getting Started. B, Listen. What aspect of their country's culture does each person talk about?
What not to miss? We asked people, what's one thing you shouldn't miss on a visit to South Korea? Min-hee Park. Oh, Korean food. We have so many different dishes. One typical dish is kimbap. It's made with rice and vegetables and wrapped in dried seaweed. And it's eaten cold. It's delicious. Peru. Elena Camacho. Well, Peru has some beautiful handicrafts. A lot of them are exported nowadays, and they're sold all over the world. But it's still worth visiting a local market. These earrings are made locally. They're made of silver. Japan. Sachio Ito.
A Japanese festival like the Sapporo Ice Festival. That's really worth seeing. It's held every February. They have all these sculptures that are carved out of ice, and they're carved by teens from all over the world. It's amazing.
Australia. Robert Flynn.
Oh, you should go to a performance of traditional Aboriginal music. They play this instrument. It's called a didgeridoo. It's made out of a hollow piece of wood and painted by hand. It makes a really interesting sound.
Okay, excellent. Do you understand what they say? Or you want to listen one more time? Pay attention to each country. One more time?
Yes, one more time.
Page 22, Unit 3, World Cultures, Lesson A, Traditional Things. 1, Getting Started. B, Listen. What aspect of their country's culture does each person talk about?
What not to miss? We asked people, what's one thing you shouldn't miss on a visit to South Korea? Min-hee Park. Oh, Korean food. We have so many different dishes. One typical dish is kimbap. It's made with rice and vegetables and wrapped in dried seaweed. And it's eaten cold. It's delicious. Peru. Elena Camacho. Well, Peru has some beautiful handicrafts. A lot of them are exported nowadays, and they're sold all over the world. But it's still worth visiting a local market. These earrings are made locally. They're made of silver. Japan. Sachio Ito.
a Japanese festival like the Sapporo Ice Festival. That's really worth seeing. It's held every February. They have all these sculptures that are carved out of ice, and they're carved by teens from all over the world. It's amazing.
Australia. Robert Flynn.
Oh, you should go to a performance of traditional Aboriginal music. They play this instrument. It's called a didgeridoo. It's made out of a hollow piece of wood and painted by hand. It makes a really interesting sound.
All right, excellent. What do you learn about each country? Let's see. Alejandro, you are the first in my screen. What do you learn about any of the countries? We have South Korea, Peru, Japan, and Australia. What do you understand?
I'm not sure.
Yes, tell me what you understood. Nothing?
Who, teacher?
Alejandro.
I don't maybe.
You don't what?
Pero
All right. Well, you have to pick, I don't know if you understood or you didn't listen to the audio.
I only probably my this class.
Teacher, I didn't listen good. Can you repeat the audio, please?
Well, one thing is you didn't listen to, or one other thing is you didn't understand.
I didn't listen good.
Okay, one more time.
Page 22, Unit 3, World Cultures. Lesson A, Traditional Things. 1, Getting Started. B, Listen. What aspect of their country's culture does each person talk about?
What not to miss? We asked people, what's one thing you shouldn't miss on a visit to South Korea, Min-hee Park?
Oh, Korean food. We have so many different dishes. One typical dish is kimbap. It's made with rice and vegetables and wrapped in dried seaweed. And it's eaten cold. It's delicious.
Peru. Elena Camacho. Well, Peru has some beautiful handicrafts. A lot of them are exported nowadays, and they're sold all over the world. But it's still worth visiting a local market. These earrings are made locally. They're made of silver. Japan. Sachio Ito.
A Japanese festival like the Sapporo Ice Festival. That's really worth seeing. It's held every February. They have all these sculptures that are carved out of ice, and they're carved by teens from all over the world. It's amazing.
Australia. Robert Flynn.
Oh, you should go to a performance of traditional Aboriginal music. They play this instrument. It's called a didgeridoo. It's made out of a hollow piece of wood and painted by hand. It makes a really interesting sound.
Excellent. All right, let's continue, please. Jasmine, do you understand anything about any country? South Korea, Japan, Australia, Peru?
Yes, teacher. In the first text, I understood that this girl is talking about food.
Yes, South Korea is about food.
Yes, she's mentioning is a dish a dish like rice with vegetables mixed
Yes.
and
Kind of
wrapping.
sushi. Yes.
And
Excellent.
wrapping.
Yeah, excellent. Anything you remember about any other countries?
And in the next teacher, I understand this woman is talking about art, different art, artesanía, art.
Handicraft. Yes, handicraft.
Yes. I don't remember exactly, but she's mentioning that this kind of art is a sport of different places or cities,
Yes, they export
countries.
to different countries, places.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Jasmine. Judith, what do you understand about any of the stories? No stories, but
Welcome, teacher.
Judith?
Yes, teacher, I understood about Australia.
Yeah.
About the music, but I don't know the instrument, so I can hear there is an instrument which is made with a piece of wood and painting by hand, and this kind of instrument made an interesting sound, but I
Yeah.
couldn't hear the name.
We'll see that in a bit, the picture and the instrument. But the most important is you understand the general topic.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, anyone want to say something?
Me, teacher.
Yes, Daniela, please. Any of the countries?
South Korea, it's about a typical dish. Kimba is a typical dish, has rice and vegetables. Peru is about a handicraft. It has beautiful handicraft spread around the world. Japan is about festivals. Ice Festival is a beautiful festival celebrated on February. In Australia, it's about traditional music. I think its population plays instruments with their hands.
Yes.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of a guitar, but it's not a guitar. It's hollow in the middle. But we'll see that in a bit. Anyone else? So we can move on to the next exercise. No? No one. Okay, remember this is a listening comprehension practice. So you must step up to the front. So it's up to you to participate or not. So I am taking into consideration who is participating. So we have the script here, we have the lesson. Daniela, can you read South Korea, please?
South Korea. Oh, Korean food. We have so many different dishes. One typical dish is kimbap. It's made with rice and vegetables and ripened in a dried is whipped and it is whipped seaweed and it's eaten cold and it's delicious.
Okay, in the first one, you need to pay attention, talking about, we say at the beginning, we were going to talk about the present passive voice. If you see here, in all of them, you have passive voice. The first one here is here. It's made. It's eaten. For the passive voice, you need two things to take in considerations. You need verb be, that could be is or are. We're going to talk about the present, is or are. And you will need the past participle of the verb. Main verb. We will see the grammar in a little bit, but you will see this very often in some sentences. I just needed to explain that before we see the grammar. Judith, can you read Peru, please?
Yes, teacher. Well, Peru has some beautiful handicraft. A lot of them are exported nowadays, and they are sold all over the world. But it's still worth visiting a local market. These earrings are made locally. They are made of silver.
Excellent. Okay, let's see Japan. Who wants to read Japan?
Me, teacher?
Yes, please.
Yes. Japan, a Japanese festival like the Sapporo Ice Festival. That's really worth seeing. It's held every February. They have all these sculptures that are carved out of ice, and they're carved with themes from all over the world. It's a magazine.
Amazing. Repeat,
What?
it's amazing.
Amazing.
No,
Okay.
magazine.
Amazing. Oh, sorry, teacher.
Yes, remember February, not February, February.
February.
This is in the February. Yes, and well, the same, I always mention, I always say when you have consonants and vowels, you use the linking, right? Like here.
Yeah.
Oops, hold on. Here. Carve out of. Ice. Of ice. Carve out of ice. You see, all together is one sound. Okay, next one, Australia. Who wants to read Australia, please?
Me, teacher. Maru.
Yes, Maru, go ahead.
Oh, you should go to a performance of traditional Aboriginal music. They play this instrument. It's called a didgeridoo. It's made out of hollow pieces of wood and painted by hand. It makes a really interesting sound.
Yes. Painted by hand. Aboriginal is very similar to Spanish. You know, for the native people, that's the meaning. Excellent. Any questions about new words or vocabulary?
In number one, rapid and dry sweat.
Yeah, what do you wrapped? What do you want to know? Which word? The whole sentence?
Rapid and seaweed, teacher.
Yeah, wrapped is like the sushi. This is a seaweed. It's like dark, kind of the sushi. Have you seen the sushi rolls? Maru?
Yes. Yes.
Well, I don't know who asked me. Somebody asked me about that. So they put the rice and the vegetable and they roll it up like a taco, not like a taco, but they use this kind of dark or black thing.
Algas.
Yes, that's alga, seaweed.
Algas.
Seaweed. Sea, you know, comes from the ocean. Any other questions? No?
Carved off.
Carved out of. Like when
Carved
you,
off.
for example, when you remember in Halloween with the pumpkins, you carve the pumpkin out. You take the pumpkin and you carve it out. The same you do with the ice. You can do that the same with the sun. Remember the festivals when they used to do the festival here in Acapulco with sun for kids? Like a sculpture. You do the same with a sculpture. You carve out. But in this case, they are talking about ice. Any other questions? No? No questions? You're quiet.
No, teacher, it's okay.
All right. So we are good to go. 6:01. We will continue tomorrow, same time. Thank you very much for being here and see you tomorrow on time. Please. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you, teacher. Bye.
Take care.